Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you a quick tutorial on how to take an SVG and make it a little bit more personal. So we're going to be filling an SVG with a pattern or a background or whatever the image you may want. So for this, I'm going to be doing the state of Utah as a sticker. So first thing we're going to do is hit open, and then you're going to find your SVG. Oops. Now these are this Utah one I'm going to be using. These are all free SVGs from Design Bundles. So if you just Google Design Bundles, you can go to the website and you can get all of them there. Now for the purpose of my sticker, I don't want this Utah here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just grab the eraser, make it really big, and get rid of that. Now once you have the SVG shape that you want, what we're going to do is we're going to go down on the bottom right here to our layers panel, right click on it, and do an alpha to selection. This is going to be what we want to fill with another image. So you could do skylines, you could do patterns, you could do tie-dye, you could do whatever you want. So what you'll need to do is either copy it from Google, the image that you want to fill it with, or open it on your computer and then copy it from there. So I'm going to be using this background. I like it for these because I can position it in different ways so that I get different colorways, and it'll give me a few options for my sticker itself. So now that we have this selected, all we're going to be doing is going up in the top left to edit and then paste into selection. There you go. So if we go to the top left of our tools here, we're going to grab the move tool. And with the move tool, you can adjust it. So like I was saying with this, there's different colorways. I'm not a big fan of the yellow in it. So we're going to go over here and maybe do some pink and purple. I think right about there would be good. Now, if you look at your layers panel in the bottom right, you can see here it says floating selection and then in brackets pasted layer. This is not in our image yet. It's just like a preview so that we can figure out where we want it. To actually have it in our image, we're going to have to go down here to this bottom right where you see this green square with an anchor on it. Once you hit that, it's going to anchor it in. Now when I'm making these silhouette state stickers, I like to have a few options. So if you'd like to make a few variations and not just one, instead of having to restart the process, another thing you can do is right click on the layer itself and just hit duplicate layer. So now we have another one. You can see it says copy. So if I now, as I'm selected on this layer, I can hide the first one. I can go edit, paste into selection. Now, because we anchored the first layer, you can't move it or it'll just move the whole shape of the state. But if we go paste into selection again, grab our move tool, now I can move it to this side of it and do the blues as a colorway. And then anchor. You also have the option when you duplicate it to go grab a completely, like an entirely different image. That works too. And you just keep duplicating until you've made all the different variations that you want. And then you can move forward. Now, I'm going to just put them both on here. Now, for these stickers, I like to add a little outline and add the state name. So again, when working in GIMP, it's all about layers. So we're going to create a new layer, and I'm going to call it outline. And I want this to be above these two layers because I want it you to be able to see it on top of our image. So I'll just zoom in here. And now I'm going to be selecting white. So I'm just going to grab the paintbrush. We're going to change the size here. I think I'd like a 10. Yeah, 10 will work, but I need white. right, now that wasn't letting me draw out here because I still have this selected. So now what we'll do is select none. We're done with pasting things in. We don't need anything selected, and it'll just make it easier for us to be able to draw. Now, because Utah has these straight edges on it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shift feature, which will allow me to get a perfectly straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a dot here, right in this corner. So as you can see, I've got my white dot. Now I'm going to press on the shift button on my keyboard, and then I'm just going to select where I want the other edge of this line to be. Right there. Now continuously holding shift, I can go and pick all my other destinations for this line. And now I was able to create all straight lines because I was holding down the shift key and just selecting the destinations. So now that I have this, I would like to add some text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the text feature, which is this A in our tools menu on the left. And I'm going to type in Utah. Now, I don't want to use the Bob's Burgers font. I'd like to use Pentagram. There we go. That's pretty good. And I think I want it to be on this little dip right here. So I'm going to go up to our move tool. And you can't just select anywhere or it'll move your actual layer. So I'm going to Control Z to put that back. You need to make sure that you're on one of the letters themselves. So I'm going to move that here. And then in this corner here, you have transform tools. So if you right click on it, it'll give you all your different options. So it's going to look a little different depending on which one it's currently on, but it's diagonally down from our move tool. So I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to hit rotate. So now if I click on this, I can just scroll around until it's at the angle that I want it. Now I can switch back to my move tool. I think this is pretty good. I like it to just overlap the edge of the state just a bit. All right, so now you can see my wording and my line work is interfering with each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over on our layers panel. We're going to select outline so that we're back onto that one there. I'm going to switch to my eraser, which is right beside our paintbrush over here on the left tools menu. And then I'm just going to, oops, let's Control Z that. Make sure we're on the eraser. Just going to go over. Now, as you can see, it's only going to erase the line work itself because of the way that the layer system works. So I think that's pretty good. And then I want to have a white outline around this, like all of my stickers. And so the Utah is going to get lost in that. So I think we need to add a background to the Utah. So I'll show you how to do that really quick. We're going to click on Utah, make sure that that's selected because that's what we want to outline. We're going to right click. We're going to do another alpha to selection. We're going to come up here to select on our top tool menu. And we're going to click on grow. Now once we're in here, this is going to depend again on the file size that you're working with and how many pixels that you actually need to grow with. But what I like about this method is that if it grows too big or too small, you can just do a quick undo and try again with a different number. So I'm going to start with 5, just see what that gives us. Now as you can see, these squiggly lines that are flashing have gone away from the letters themselves. That's showing you, where it's going to grow to. So I do like this. I'm just not sure if that's enough. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. So now what we want to do, we could use our bucket tool and fill in right here. However, what that will do is because you're adding a different color, there will actually be a space between the letters and the other color that you put in. So in order to get by that, we're going to add a layer underneath Utah. We're going to layer, new layer, and I'll just put in Utah background. And then we just want to drop it so that it's under the text itself. So what you do, you just click on it over here, over the writing, click on it and drag. So now I'm going to go up to, I'm going to go to my bucket tool and we're going to pick a color. So I think for this, I want to grab a color from the actual image. Now to do that, we just want to go here on the bottom of our tools menu and grab the color picker. And I think one of the lighter colors over here would be good. Yeah, like the tealy color. So now you can see right over here on the left where our colors are, you can see it shows now the color that I just picked. So now we'll grab our bucket. And while we're back here on Utah background, we just click right over these letters here and it'll fill that in for us. Once it's filled in, we want to make sure we go to select none. And there we go. Now, if you like these two together, what I would suggest, if you don't plan on making any other color changes, is going down to this third button on the right here at the bottom, merge, and that will merge it, like whatever layer you're on, it'll merge it down one so that they're together. Now, because I'm not sure how this color is going to look with the pink and purple colorway, I'm going to leave it like this for now. Leave them separate so that I have the ability to change it with the other one. All right, so next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the white outline. And I'll show you how to access the two different colors afterwards and how to save them and stuff like that. But the next thing that we're going to have to do is make a new layer. So just click anywhere over here on the right layers menu on top of a layer that's already there. And this time we want a new from visible. The reason that we do that is that when we're going around the outline, we want the outline to include these shapes here from the top of the lettering. And so we're going to go new from visible. And then I just like to hide everything else. Next thing we will do is another alpha to selection. So we're going to right click, alpha to selection, and similar to how we did the Utah, we're going to grow it again. So select, grow. This time I'm going to try something like 25 just because I do want a significant white border around it. Hit OK. I think I'm going to go a little bit bigger for mine. So I just did a Control Z to undo. We're going to hit grow again. I'm just going to switch it to 30. I think that's pretty good. So now again, I need a layer to be able to add as a background. And this visible layer, we're actually going to delete it. This is just for the purposes of being able to get the proper shape for the background. So what we're going to do is go to the top, layer, new layer, sticker background, we'll call it, and hit OK. And then we just want to drag it to the bottom, all the way to the bottom. Now, like I said, I want a white border, so we're just going to click on that color, come up here, pick the color that we want, and I selected white, and then making sure we're on sticker background, we're just going to drop our bucket tool anywhere in this area, and it'll fill it up. Now that we're done with that, we can go up to select, and then none, so that we get rid of our selection. So if we look at this, this is a sticker. Like I said, now that we have the background in place, we can go ahead and delete our visible layer because we want to have the opportunity to switch out the colors. So I'm going to open up the Utah, which is the text, the background text, the white outline, the sticker background, and then I'm going to select blue because that's the one that we filled in the Utah with. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is crop because we have this big canvas here. So when you save it, it's going to save as a smaller image, and we don't want that. So we're going to grab the crop tool. We're just going to make a rough square around it. Once you get your rough square, you'll see these rectangles show up when you get near the side. If a rectangle is in yellow like that, you can click on it and that'll give you the ability to drag it closer. So I like to, make a big rectangle around it and then drag it in more precisely afterwards. Once you have your crop done to where you'd like it, you just hit enter on your keyboard, and just like that, your sticker is pretty much done. So it's cropped, it's designed, now we need to save it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open File. As you can see here, we have Save, Save As, and if you scroll down a bit, there's Export As. So I'll just quickly explain. Export As is exporting a PNG. You want to export as a PNG, which will provide you with your transparent background so that you can do a print and cut with a sticker. When you export and you're looking in your files, you'll be able to see a little icon of it. You'll see what sticker it is, etc. You name it, whatever you want. Now, if you go to Save As, that is going to save as an XFC file, which is actually the GIMP file, which means if you were to go in your folders and you were to open it up, it would open this page up again so that you could come in, make different color variations on the background, all sorts of stuff. You can come in and play around with your file, add more line work, write something different, write a personalized message, whatever you want. That'll allow you to do that. So just remember that when you're saving and exporting, what the difference is and which one that you actually need. So for example, this blue colorway, we have the blue there. We love this sticker. We want to save it. So we're going to click Export As. As you can see here, it says .png. If you don't have .png right there, you can replace whatever is after the dot with PNG, or if you'd like help with it, you can just hit the plus here down on select file type, and they will all show up, and you just scroll through until you find PNG listed down here. But we're just going to save this as Utah. Now I'm going to find where I want to save this. Stickers, states and provinces, USA. So we're going to call this Utah 1 because I have different variations. Now I'm going to hit export. When you hit export, this second window pops up. Don't worry about it. Just hit export again. Everything will be good. So now, if I go into my documents here and click USA, you can see here I have the Utah sticker. This sticker is ready to go, can be uploaded into Cricut, Design Space, Silhouette, whatever, and will be ready for a print and cut. And as you can see, it has no background. That's because we saved it as a PNG. So your next step, I can now go in here because we made different variations. I can hide the blue layer, open up the pink layer, and I have a totally new sticker. Now I will admit, I'm not a fan of the teal on this one, so I think we should fix that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our bucket tool. We're going to grab our color dropper, and we're going to pick a lighter pink from in this image as well. Again, just grab the color tool, picker tool, and then just drop it anywhere on the image. You can see that color changing up in here on the left. This is just by clicking anywhere on this image. So I'm going to grab one of the lighter pinks. I think this will do. Then we can grab our bucket. We want to click on Utah background, which is that layer that has the teal writing in it. And we're just going to fill it in with pink. Now it's pink. Now it matches this sticker. Just a quick, easy change. If you didn't want to alter the first teal color because you didn't want to lose it or you wanted to be able to go back to it at any point, we could have always duplicated this layer and made a second one and made it pink and just hid the blue one. That is totally fine as well. You can do it however you please. I'm not going to be reworking these once I have them done, so I'm not too worried about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back again, export as, and as long as I change the name, so I'm going to put Utah 2 this time, we'll have both stickers. So I'm just going to hit export, again, export. Now if I go look at my files, Utah 2 has shown up. And there we have another sticker. So that is the gist of this. Now again, I'm going to save it so that if the case may be that I need to do a different one or somebody wants a different fill, like less of the watercolor, wants maybe a skyline or something specifically related to Utah filled in here, or an image of somebody, that's always possible. You do it the same way, just copy and then paste into selection once you've alpha selected that area. For that reason, I'm going to leave this so that I can keep my line work, keep my background, keep my lettering in place the way I like it. So for that, like I explained, we're going to save it as an XFC file. So we're just going to hit save as. It'll already be listed there. I'm going to remove the 2 so that it's just Utah, because I only need one file of this. And then we're going to go ahead and click save. So now I have that. And we just created 2 stickers. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I will be creating more tutorials for you guys using GIMP. Again, GIMP is a completely free software. You can get it online. I'll have the link for GIMP in the description below. Everything else, I will add a link to design bundles. You can search for them. There's tons of free SVGs. Again, I highly recommend that you make your own spin on it, make it personal, get creative, instead of just taking, an image off the internet and popping it out as a sticker. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.